Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be showing you how to carry on Rengar the easy way. So generally speaking, starting on your red buff is best for Rengar, so you can start pressuring the map. If you want a full clear, it doesn't really matter where you start, but we want to start red buff, hit level 3 as fast as possible. So we're gonna red, Krug, wrap, and look to invade him. Rengar has a very strong level 3 all in. We also took Ignite since Graves is a free armor champion. He gets a lot of free armor off of his E. So we're gonna start out in bush. We want to take advantage of passive, so jump, auto Q. By utilizing bush, you can get a free ferocity per your cycle. So we're going to pull this guy over here a little bit. We're going to smite him down, ward over, and we'll jump. Auto QW. W again. We can stay full HP to where we don't really need potions. By warding over, we can speed up our clear by a couple of seconds, and eventually we'll lay a control ward over there and then have sweeper for dragon. We just need to kill these ones right there, and we'll kite this over to our raptors. You used empowered W's mainly against your monster camps early on before you have multiple points into your Q. That way you can stay full health and you won't really need a potion that way. If you're always using empowered Qs in your first clear, then you'll run out of health and you'll wish you took a potion at that point. So we can use our empowered W because we're not going to be able to keep it up all the way. Using any empowered ability gives you a big movement speed bonus. It gets higher per your level. This might still be warded if he laid his ward in there really late. I think it is still warded. We're going to go ahead and invade him. Okay, so it looks like he did my kind of like my blue side. We're going to get him with an E jump out. Not horrible, honestly. I have my ignite here. Auto Q ignite. He's dead. We'll take it. Your E doesn't have a cast time if you're in midair, but if they're walking into you, you don't necessarily need to waste your jump too early. It's okay to let them get as close as possible to you before you use your jump out of bush, because the closer they are to bush, the more time you're gonna have to kill them. So it looks like Graves just straight up started in my jungle. It's very abnormal, but it's whatever. Level 3 with red buff. We have what we need. He kind of just put himself behind by doing that. Raptors is Rengar's most efficient camp once he's at least level 2. That way you can W spam on it and take it extremely fast. Let's go ahead and take double scuttle, or at least try to. My whole top side's gone, so he's going to be on his blue buff most likely here. Your empowered Q and your empowered E have similar damage. The main difference is your empowered Q gives you a bunch of extra attack speed for 5 seconds, and your empowered E is a root. So against champions, a lot of the time you opt for your E since it's a root, but against monsters, since they're not trying to get away, you normally just empowered Q for the extra attack speed and whatnot. We'll just double W here. Try to get on top of this guy. He took scuttle. Get him with the EQ, auto. I have red buff, so I win this, even if he has some grit built up. Auto QQ, down he goes. Notice I haven't actually spent any gold yet. Enemies rotate, I will suicide onto their turrets. I have vision on Kata here and on their bot lane. I'm using empowered Q now since I have 2 points in Q, and since it's blue buff, I mean, it's only a single monster. We don't really need to use W against it. Alright, we'll go ahead and push out a little bit. I don't want to stay there because Graves might have stayed. I don't feel like I have the items to really kill Lux here, but if Shaco comes, we can. She's out of mana. She shouldn't have done that. We're going to walk up, put some pressure on her, get her with the E, Q, auto, get her with the W, jump out. I think we accidentally clicked a minion there. I needed to target champions only. My attacking click was a bit sloppy. With attack champions only, you won't accidentally be able to click on them on minions and whatnot, but that was pretty close. It's reset time, baby. First recall, you want to get as much of your Dustblade or Eclipse as possible. I think Dustblade is overall a little bit better for Rengar. Part of the issue with Eclipse is it doesn't give as much raw burst as Dustblade. Dustblade is better for raw bursting. Eclipse is more kind of for the speed up, scrappy front line. So if you want to play Eclipse into Black Cleaver, that's fine. If you kind of need a front line more, but otherwise, if you're going bursty Rengar, Dustblade into Essence Reaver is best. Auto QW. We don't have a bush to jump from here to get our free ferocity for passive. Rengar's extremely snowball heavy with his Bone Tooth Necklace. We've already gotten 2 unique champion kills, so we have an additional 4% attack damage. You really want to get to 4 stacks, though. I'm going to leech this XP over the wall. We're getting all of this here. Since we're a snowball heavy champion, once we're on them, they can't really get away because of our E slow and then our E root. I should have just gone for dragon at that point. He's playing completely vertical into my topside jungle. He's not really horizontaling his jungle. That's a good strat versus a full clear jungler. Like, Rengar can full clear, do like 320 full clears with leash. Or do like 330 leashless. We're gonna walk her down. She doesn't have root. Gonna get her with our E. Ignite, QW auto. Down she goes. Got the bush for Ezreal, but he used his little thing. We could jump out and get him with E in midair if he steps up. He's not gonna. Looks like Graves going for my blue buff. So we should take drag, 100%. We'll use our empowered Q against dragon. Or I could go for the scuttle crab here. Let's use the boosh. Please don't steal it, Shaco. Alright, cool. We got level 6 off bat. I think I could actually kill Kata here. Hey, Kata. Get her in midair. We completely whiff our E, though. We're not going to be able to kill her. Should have just gone for dragon in hindsight. I thought we'd be able to kill. She was able to weasel her way out. I figure Graves in my jungle right now. Oh, yeah, he got around me there. That sucks. Could just take Herald. He won't necessarily expect that. He's level 6. He has as much CS as me. Yeah, in hindsight, dragon would have been the way to go. I think we need to kill Ezreal and Rot. Well, you got Rise. It's Ezreal and Kata we don't have a Bone Tooth on right now. They're the only ones who don't have deaths. When you're in combat, for some reason, it doesn't show you. It really should, but I guess they figure it takes up too much space or something. She's going to rob us of 100 gold here. Herald gives 300 total. He gives 200 to whoever kills it and 100 locally. So she just kind of stole 100 gold from us. Didn't really help us take it any faster. Herald is a one-man job, not a two-man job. Auto Q. Utilize the bush for ferocity. Double Q it down. We don't really need to use our W's anymore against camps. We have multiple points in Q's. Even against wolves, like doing double W isn't really worth it. Because the empowered Q is just so strong at this point. An extra 65% attack speed per 5 seconds is way better than an extra 50 damage and self-healing on W. We really want to play around our arts. 12 seconds of movement speed, so you can push across the map with it kind of out of fountain if you time it right. You kind of understand how long it lasts for. The only camp I would still kind of want to use empowered W on is Raptors, and even then, just barely. Go ahead and take this. Auto QW. Kata is doing some stuff. We need to go mid. I think I can kill her here. Her minions are about to trail in, though. We want these to go horizontal while they're still trailing in. That's going to give her an easy escape route. She's going in now, though. I just got to do it. Getting our Q activated and run her down. We'll heal ourselves with W. Graves is bot side. We can take his camps up here real quick. We'll use a W on these for the heal. We want to get our health back. So yeah, we're at 4 Bone Tooth, which is a sweet spot. 16% extra AD is really, really nice. We have a lot of minions right now. It's a cannon wave. We should come over here real quick. Let's get our passive stacked. Oh, no way. The minions died right as I was vulnerable there. Can go ahead and find a plate or two before Kata gets back. Gonna max E second. E per level. The slow gets bigger. It's really useful for killing champions. Oh, she threw that charm super early. Kind of just need a reset. I'm sitting on too much gold to where a lot of people I run into are going to have more gold spent than me since I'm on 3k. We'll go ahead, pick up Dustblade, loads of damage, ability haste, and shred. Look for tier 2 boots as well here against their team. Probably Merc Tread angle. They're going to have a couple of Sork shoes potentially. It's definitely going to make it harder to solo their Graves, but he's so far behind, I don't need Plated to solo him. So it's the Lux, Kata, and Rise right now who are doing the magic damage. We are really fed, but since we haven't gotten a dragon, being fed doesn't really count for much. Kills don't do anything. Like, sure, being ahead's nice so you can go where you want and do what you want with a little risk. But if you're ultimately not picking up dragons, then being fed isn't worth much. So after getting a successful gank, you want to look to take dragon or herald, which is what I need to do here. By being in combat with champions or monsters, just being in combat, you can keep your passive up so we can run into him with a few ferocity here. W, look for the E, auto into Q. Not bad. We'll take dragon now. Lay this before we do, because we're starting to run out of time. When you're in combat with champions or epic monsters, it won't let you lay herald for like 5 seconds. I don't want to get caught in a situation where they're prolonging my dragon, then I can't lay my herald. Rather just lay it now, even if it's a suboptimal, like not a full turret break herald. You typically save herald till the turret's down to 1.8 plate, so it can one tap it with its true damage. We're gonna go ahead and pop R. We have full passive stack. We can kill Ezreal on his coming his way back. We'll just jump E him. I don't know. Yeah, there he is. Let's get. Oh, it ran out. You took too long, man. Dude took 10 years. They took so long to get here that my R just straight up ran out. It lasts for 12 seconds too, but like I said, they took so long. Wow, well played by the Shaco. Glad we got some assists out of it. Looks like Graves was still in my top side. He has more CS than me. But hey, I am at 5 of my necklace stacks right now. That's really, really big. Loads of extra AD. Graves isn't a full item here. We can kill him. Auto E. W. Get him with another E. Closer you are with your E, the easier it is to land. Or if you have them red buffs slowed. Is this Shaco box going to help? Holy crap. I was hoping the only reason why I stayed to fight Kata was because Shaco box. But it didn't do anything. I was hoping it would cancel her R, but she was a little bit outside of it. Oh, that's a tough fight, man. Conquer Katarina plus Divine beats Dustblade, Merctread, Rengar. That's rough. So we want to go Essence now. Even though we don't benefit from the mana, it's still super, super strong. Lots of burst. Decently priced item. And then the most important thing about it is it lets you build into Infinity Edge quickly. So only 2,900 gold versus, I think, Collector's like 3,000 or something. Collectors, yeah, so it's cheaper than Collector, and then you can get an even sooner Infinity Edge. And the Sheen passive on it's really, really useful. So Rise is low. We'll go ahead and run him down here. You want to be able to R from as far away as possible without it running out. So we're going to R, E, W, Q. Get him with our last E there. Like I said, against champions, typically you will be using your Empowered E more than anything else when you're trying to burst them down. Now, if you're trying to just tank, then you'll be using a lot of Empowered Ws. I'm going to heal off here. He gets the shutdown, but he dies for it. I honestly don't mind that too much. We kill Rise, we kill Graves. It's not a horrible trade. We're using Turret to block Graves autos. He's not behind. Like, don't let the kills fool you. Look at him. Full item partials, nearly tier 2s. I'm a full item partials and tier 2s. We're like the same amount of items just about. And the same level as well. The only difference is it says I have more kills. But a lot of the people I've been killing, I haven't even been getting 300 gold from because they're just so far behind. So we need to keep going for Essence here. Lots of burst. Typically third item, yeah, you do want to go for the Infinity or for LDR. LDR if they got big boy tanks like Zac, Rammus, Ornn, big HP tanks or big armor tanks. Otherwise, which they don't have those tanks, then you want to go for Infinity Edge for just more raw crit style burst. This red buff just won't die, man. He's sticky. So we can get our passive going here. We'll R for the Lux. We have our passive almost full stack. Or I guess we could go for Graves. We'll REE. Use the bush and manhandle him. E spam OP. Closer we are, easier it is to land. You generally do want to use it in midair though. That way you don't have the cast time. Because you have to stand still to cast it if you don't. Oh, that was rough. She panicked so hard there. Down she goes. I'll go ahead and lay this right here. We'll hop right over it. Gonna play for dragons and the heralds. Try to minimize how much we're dying since we always have shutdown. R's on a pretty low cooldown at this point. We have 40 ability haste. My goodness. We're going to be finishing blue jungle item around 18-minute mark. Most junglers finish around 15 to 19. So it's not horrible timing on finishing it up. Graves top side, cat and mid, 2 of them dead. This is outrageously safe. You can certainly go for Flash or even for Ghost on Rengar. I think Ignite plays better into an aggressive level 3 invadey playstyle. Jump on her head. Down she goes. We get Dragon as well. Now that one of them's dead, we should push into their jungle. This is a little awkward. There's 3 of them here, and I'm by myself. Shield bow is really, really annoying to deal with. I just empowered W for no reason. It's hard to burst people when they build shield bow or guardian angel. You just literally can't. You have to have like 6k gold up spent on them. He also has plated. Plated makes it very challenging to burst people. Because Rengar Q empowerments, those play poorly into plated. And your Q empowerment is your main source of damage. We have bush speed up. We need to get away from the Kata here. She's really strong. It's the most viable Kata build at the moment. Graves red buff going to be coming up soon. I'll R over there if I see it's yellow or not. Yellow's 10 seconds or less. I don't know when it's coming up. Graves a minute or less. So we'll empower W this and run away. R lasts 4 seconds longer per level, so it starts out at 12, then it goes 16. Or it lasts for 12, then it goes to 16, then 20. Yes, it's 4 seconds per level, starting out at 12. It's a very long time of extra movement speed, because the movement speed starts out at 40, gets all the way up to 60%. It's super, super high. So I am going to go ahead and R here. We see a victim. Whenever we see a victim, it's a good time to pop R. Got some passive stacked here as well. We're going to R. Oof. We goofed up there. Fat fingered the empowered W. We fat fingered empowered W instead of just doing the empowered E, and that's what killed us. Your empowered W will get you out of any like hard CC. Snare, stun, root, fear, suppression. So that's literally what killed us. If we would have held Luck still there, we would have been able to kill her, go invisible, probably kill the Ezreal as well. It is what it is. Let's go ahead and pick up Infinity Edge. You just got to remember when fighting champions, the majority of the time, like 9 out of 10 times, you're going to be using Empowered E, because your Empowered E is really high damage and it holds them still. Rengar has a very short auto attack range. His Q only increases it to 150. To give you perspective, Shen's Q gives Shen 200 auto attack range. The only time you want to ever empower W is if you're already hard CC'd. Or if you're taking a bunch of damage in a team fight and you're going to die if you don't. That's really the only times. In the current Rengar meta, since all of his strongest builds are bursty instead of like tanky frontline. Back when Rengar could kind of be more of a tanky frontline is when you'd see a lot more empowered W's in team fights, because he just wanted his health back with using things like Spirit Visage. We'll pop R for the rise here. He's by himself. It's going to be easy. We'll REE. You get off both the E's in midair, of course, and he eats a lot of damage. If they flash it, it's pretty annoying, but they have to have flash to do that. And a lot of times you can still catch back up to them because you have your extra movement speed from your passive. From using your ferocity empowerment. They lose this turret. Kata backs all the way up, and we keep playing for drags. I don't have any shutdown gold anymore, man. That's a bad feeling. When you're the most fed person on your team, it's important that you stay alive and don't throw it, and I've thrown it every time, so... When you find yourself in that situation and you lose the game, and you're like, why did I lose this game? Well, did you throw your shutdown gold? If you did, it doesn't really matter how fed you are, because now the enemies are just as fed. Only thing we have going for us, since I've thrown my shutdown gold, is the fact that we have 2 dragons, so we can play for Drag Soul. And do just fine off that. Guess I'll R for this. R-E-E. Apparently missed both, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to reset for drag. I don't think they would really rush it if Rise is dead. That would be a very bad fight for them. Rise is definitely scaling, he's just not there yet. 822 damage, my goodness, gotta love those IE crits. One IE crit on our Q will do close to like 2k damage. Nice. R is only on a 66-second cooldown. We have a big level advantage at least. Like, even if they are basically tied up in gold, we farmed absolute heaps of camps. He's not getting as much CS anymore. Is Graves, did he rage quit? He might have actually rage quit. I don't see him anymore. Let's go for this Kata. R-E-E. Down she goes. R-E-E-W-Q. Your W and your E you can use in midair. You don't need to worry about your W damage mitigation because you know that you're going to kill them fast enough. Then you can just use it as a damage tool instead. It's not that much damage, but it's something. A kill is a kill. Throw out my empowerment for the movement speed. Whether my root hits him or not doesn't really matter there. We could give blue to Ari. I really don't want to though. It builds goodwill with your teammates. Even if they don't deserve it, they're less likely to steal your penta, and they're more likely to not steal your camps. Now, if they're already stealing your camps, then sure, don't give it to them. At that point, they get nothing. We can take Baron here for sure. We have passive built up here. Oh, yeah, I don't think I can do that. Yeah, it's a little too spicy. It's a little too red hot. We can look back for the Katarina though with our R duration. I just don't have my passive stacked up is all. With the R-E-W-Q. Hit her with empowered Q there. Should have done empowered E though. The full passive stack because you get 1 free ferocity from either your R jump or from brush. Now I need a ferocity. Get him with our E. Mixing in your E in between your autos when you're up close makes it really easy to land because they can't predict when it's coming out, and it's also too close for them to juke, generally speaking. With blue jungle item, I think we can reach Baron here, right? No. I guess we can't, or you have to do it just right. Yeah, I'm struggling with it. Because you have about a half a second after you leave bush to jump, but I just couldn't reach it there. So the faster you are, essentially the more range your jump has, is what that ends up being. Go ahead and R for this. Oh yeah, Lux is screwed. Got my ignite on her. Down she goes. We're only sitting on 3 items right now, which is still more than the enemies, but Kat is 2.5. Like, not including any of our boots. She's 2.5, and I'm 3 right now in terms of gold spent. We're playing for Drag Soul now, so even if I died like 3 times in a row, as long as we get Drag Soul, we still win. We should group up with our teammates here. I'm trying to see how much CS I can get. There's no reason to really be farming this. My teammates are able to kind of take it even without me, since 2 of the enemies are dead. Since my R is down, I can't really pose any kill pressure to the enemies other than throwing out an empowered root and then walking into it. She's not going to do it. There's no way. Oh, got her with the root. Q. Nice. Looks like Allow is just going to end. I'll take the plus 50 gold. It's got damage dealt, damage taken, and runes. Looking at damage dealt to enemy champions, we had the most in the game at 28,000. Looking at damage taken, not quite the most in the game, but we're up there. For healing done, we were the most, not surprised. W spam, self-mitigated. Up there as well, not the highest. And for runes, really good value. All in all, Rengar is an amazing snowballing jungler. He's essentially like an 80 Evelyn, but more mobile due to his jumps. Evelyn lacks actual mobility. She has essentially 0 in her kit outside of her E speed up, which is far less consistent than a Rengar jump or a huge Rengar speed up from his full ferocity empowerment. So a lot of fun, massive carry potential. Generally, when you win on him, you get to take full credit for it, and when you lose on him, you generally get to take full credit for it. So that's kind of nice. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is King Sticks. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.